As we've gone on through the pandemic, we've seen that there is an increase in complications for mothers and their babies if they contract coronavirus while pregnant. And because of that, we're strongly urging women to consider getting the vaccine during pregnancy.
Pregnant women can become very unwell with COVID-19, especially if they contract COVID-19 in the third trimester of pregnancy or the latter stages of pregnancy. They're likely to need intensive care treatment. They're 2 to 3 times at risk of delivering their babies early. They're also at risk of having a stillbirth. And if they're very unwell, then they're at increased risk of needing emergency cesarean section. So these are serious risks for pregnant women if they've not had the vaccine.
Weighing up the pros and cons, I decided that having the vaccine would be far more beneficial to me than not having it. If I was to get COVID when I was pregnant, I think the outcome would have been much worse.
The vaccine does not cross the placenta and does not harm the baby. The antibodies, however, are protective, and the antibodies cross the placenta and offer immunity and protection to the mother and also to the baby.
I decided to have a vaccine for multiple different reasons. Firstly, I did not want to increase my risk of becoming unwell. Having had a prior pregnancy loss, any risk that would increase preterm birth for me was too big a risk.
If you are pregnant and you're planning to breastfeed, then it is absolutely safe to have the COVID vaccine while you're pregnant.
It's completely normal to be concerned when it comes to breastfeeding, what you're putting into your body. Obviously your baby comes first, but from what the research that I've done, it's safe for the both of you. If anything, there's lots of benefits for your baby. You're passing on vital antibodies.
It is safe to have the COVID-19 vaccine if you're thinking about having a baby, and it doesn't affect fertility in women or men. Even if women are undergoing fertility treatment, it might mean they need to speak to this fertility specialist in terms of the timing of the vaccine, because there might be minor side effects such as having a sore arm or a headache or flu-like symptoms, but definitely safe to have.
The NHS website is a really great source for information. The midwives have got lots of fact sheets, information, looking at the information that you get, making sure it's a reliable source, and going forward from there before you make your decision. And weighing up the pros and cons as well. Things like, actually there is a very small risk of having a reaction from the vaccine, but actually if you get COVID and end up in hospital, it's much more serious.
I would say to have a chat with your midwife or your GP or your consultant and go through the pros and cons, and do your own research as well, because you have to be happy in your own mind, that you're happy with your decision. But I think the outcomes can be a lot worse if pregnant women don't have the vaccine.